It's 6 o'clock, and you're watching the Fox 25 Morning News.
Coming up after the break, it's Taxing Thursday on Fox 25 Morning News.
Yeah, get tax tips from the pros on getting the biggest bang back for your hard-earned bucks. You're watching Fox 25 Morning News on Local All Morning.
But we're in the thick of tax season, and to prepare you for the maze of paperwork and calculations, we have started Taxing Thursdays. Joining us in Studio B is Joshua Jensen, licensed CPA. Thank you so much for coming by, Josh.
You bet. Good to be here.
We're glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about, we've got 4 tips for everybody today.
You got it.
The first one, build your nest egg and get tax breaks.
Well, on that, you want to start early on setting aside money in retirement from your wages. This year you can do $16,500 into a 401k or 403b. If you're 50 or older, you can put in another $5,500, and if you have an employer who does a match, that's free money going in. So get started early on setting aside money in your nest egg.
Yeah, same old story, get it done. Even though people are terrified to be in the stock market or anywhere near it these days, there are a lot of options there anyway.
Well, you can put it in a money market even in a 401k.
This is true. Tax tip number 2, Oklahoma makes it worthwhile to itemize.
Yeah, you want to make sure that, and if you have a CPA that you're working with, hopefully they're going to be on top of this, but if you itemize your deductions, you get to take that deduction on Oklahoma return. But if you do the standard deduction on the federal return, then you only get the standard deduction on the Oklahoma return, which is much lower. So if you're really close to itemizing, you might go ahead and force yourself to itemize, even though it's a little less of a deduction on the federal, because it'll give you a higher deduction on Oklahoma. So you'll actually get more back on Oklahoma. So definitely be watching for that.
So the standard on Oklahoma isn't going to get you as much as
exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And tax tip number 3, tax laws can soften the price of high gas. Huh?
Yeah. You know, the gas has gone down some, but for 2008, make sure you're writing off your mileage. For the first 6 months, you get to write off 50.5 cents a mile. For the last 6 months of 08, you get to deduct 58.5 cents a mile. So, you know, driving from your office to other locations, things like that. And then for this year, you get to deduct 55.5 cents a mile. So make sure you're getting your deduction. If you have a business, you know, deduct that on Schedule C or on your corporate return. If you're an employee, unreimbursed employee expenses.
Does a commute count for that?
Does not.
Does not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that stinks. Okay.
Yeah.
Tax tip number 4, Form 8880. There's too many 8s in there for me. Can get you a fat return on your retirement.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is a little bit of a government give back, but if you make under $53,000 and you've put into a retirement plan, you know, through a 401k or 403b, you can get anywhere from a 10 to a 50% tax credit for putting into your own retirement. So you put into retirement, and so the government is going to reward you for doing that. And so they'll give you a tax credit, and that's in essence a reduction of your tax. And then again, if you have an employer-sponsored plan, you're going to get a match, you're going to get more money into it. So definitely keep an eye on this. Make sure you're dealing with CPAs. Go to knowwhatcounts.org. It's the Oklahoma Society of CPAs website with all kinds of information about this.
A tax credit for helping yourself.
Exactly.
You got to like that. You can't go wrong
exactly.
there. All right, Joshua Jensen, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right, well, coming up after the break, also we're going to have more tips for you next Thursday.